Hello friends, and welcome to Pavan Puri's Pit Stop and to another exciting video on badminton. And as the title says, we are going to go for a review for the Yonex Muscle Power 55 Lite. Yonex Muscle Power 55 Lite, yes, this is the racket that we are going to talk about today, and a detailed and an in-depth review of this racket is what I am going to cover today. Well, we know that Yonex Muscle Power 55 Lite is not a new racket in the market. It has been around 18 to 20 months since it was launched, though it is probably one of the latest additions to the Yonex Muscle Power series. But this racket has a lot to offer, and there's some things that make it a little bit different from the rest of the Muscle Power series, and specifically talking about the Yonex Muscle Power 29 and the 29 Lite. This racket is slightly different to those classic rackets. So without wasting time, let us get on to the key features and the key specifications of this racket. And talking about the frame first, the frame is made of carbon graphite and titanium mesh, and the shaft too is made of carbon graphite and titanium mesh. Talking about the titanium mesh, I will talk about it in detail. Now if we talk about the flexibility of the racket is medium stiff, which is similar to the Yonex Muscle Power 29 Lite. And if we talk about the weight category, it belongs to the 4U category, which is 80 to 84.9 grams. Yes, 80 to 84.9 grams, and an average of 83 grams, where the grip is G4. Well, this racket is also available in 3U G4 category, but probably in India as of now, the 4U G4 category is more popular and is sold more as compared to the 3U G4. So if we talk about the length, it is 675 millimeters long, which is 67.5 centimeters. If we talk about the balance of this racket has a shockless weight balance system, which means that this racket is a evenly balanced racket, and it is neither head heavy nor head light. So it is completely evenly balanced racket. And if we talk about the string tension of the racket, it starts from 20 to 30 lbs. So one of the most important questions my viewers and my subscribers ask me frequently is about the make of these rackets. So the one I have is made in Taiwan, but it completely depends on Sunrise Yonex or the importer from where they import. May it be China, Thailand, Philippines, Taiwan. Now if we talk about the price point of this racket starts from 2,300 and onwards in the open market and online. And as always, I'll share the latest and updated links with the best discounts or best deals available online in the description below. Now let's go ahead and have a closer look at the racket. Now if we talk about the frame and the shaft construction, both of them are made of carbon graphite along with titanium mesh. Now titanium mesh is a military grade material which is basically used in making equipment that is durable enough for military services, which gives an assurance that this racket is very durable. And if you see, the shaft is not very thin and not very thick. It is just the precise kind of shaft a racket should carry. And clearly we can see that the shaft here is thinner and gets thicker towards the joint of the frame and the shaft, where the T-joint is smartly induced into the layers of graphite along with titanium mesh to provide better control, stability, performance and durability. Now another feature that makes this racket different from the rest of the Yonex Muscle Power series rackets is that Yonex have worked on this racket on the molecular level, which gives precisely controlled functionality to create ultra light, ultra thin and ultra strong rackets like the Muscle Power 55 Lite. which means Yonex have very closely worked on each shred of this carbon fiber and the titanium mesh to make sure that the performance, the durability, the stability, the control is not at all compromised with this racket. Now further talking about the frame and the frame construction of the racket, there is aerodynamic contouring on the entire frame, which means that the frame of the racket has been kept thinner, which increases the movement of the racket in the air and minimize the air resistance for fast handling. Now let me show this to you for better understanding here. You can see this, okay, the groovy part. This starts very close to the T-joint. It travels and completes a complete round of the frame, and then it ends up here again, very close to the T-joint. Now this groovy part makes this racket thinner, and that is why the head becomes lighter and the racket as an overall becomes an even balance racket. Now talking about the strings located on the rounded archways, here you can see these humps. You normally see these across all the rackets being sold today, but these two humps are very close to the T-joint, kind of integrated into the T-joint. So this actually helps in the lubrication of the strings, increases the life of the strings, reduces the stress load with least amount of friction. Yonex Muscle Power frame has a unique construction that integrates the frame and the strings like no other, and players who opt for this racket, or I would say this racket has been designed for players who go after fast movement, may it be around the net or the entire court, and who like to have an effortless play, and who are after more accurate shots. Not to forget that this racket has high repulsion power and delivers sharp shots. Now talking about the strings and the string tension of this racket, it starts from 20 lbs and goes up to 30 lbs, which I have already discussed before. And the most suitable strings for this racket, because this racket is slightly lighter than the Yonex Muscle Power 29 and the 29 Lite. So the best strings would be the BG65 titanium, because that is a little faster. BG68 titanium. You can actually also go for BG66 and 80 on this racket, but definitely the durability of those strings is not as good as the 65 or the 99 or the 95. So completely depends on your game, and as always I would suggest you to consult with your stringer expert for the right kind of string and the right kind of tension for you and your game. Shockless grommet system. Yes, talking about the grommets, this is something that is across the entire Yonex Muscle Power series, the shockless grommet system. Now there is a new grommet pattern. You can see how they have actually built this grommet pattern, and if you see here, you can see this this sleeve here, which starts from here and goes up till there. So this is something you can adjust. You can move the sleeve here, or you can bring it a little down. Depends on the kind of power you want to generate from this racket. And this reminds me of the Yonex 8E tune and also the Apex Z Ziggler. So this is similar to those, but I still feel that this sleeve is not as efficient as the Yonex 8E tune or the Apex Z Ziggler. Well, there are a few things that I liked about this racket. After playing with this racket, I felt the vibration levels on this racket are less because of the titanium mesh, I guess, that has been used in the construction of the frame and the shaft, and because of the stiffness, which is medium stiff. And most importantly, I feel that the racket is lighter. Overall, the racket is lighter, and it is evenly balanced because the head is lighter, so it is evenly balanced. So these are some features or characteristics which I feel that actually reduces the vibration in this racket while you are smashing. And the other thing that I liked about this racket was that being a 4U category racket, which is closer to the lighter series rackets category, that the 5U and so on. And on the contrary, this racket is evenly balanced, where the head feels lighter. So the control, the accuracy, the drops, and the handling closer to the net or towards the center of the court is good with this racket. Well, when I tried to clear the third line from my end of the court to the opponent's third line, I tried to follow some standard parameters and try to put in the same amount of power in almost all the rackets. So that is how I felt that the racket struggles to reach out to the third line and the smashes are not as effective. But players who are already playing with lighter rackets like the 5U rackets or maybe lighter rackets or other 4U rackets which have lighter heads, and of course those players who can generate enough power, who have a stronger arm, in that case I would say this racket is the right racket for you. So I finally got a chance to test this racket and this is how it looks. And my final verdict on the score of 10 is that power is 7.9, performance is 8.1, third line clear is 7.9, control is 8.1 and durability is 8.1. So friends, that is all in today's video and I will be back with another video very soon, and until then stay safe, stay healthy, watch healthy videos and have a good day.